Who wants to shoot at f16 for a video? No one. Okay? Simple as that. Right into the Toolkit Tuesday. So today on Toolkit Tuesday, I want to talk to you about filtration. So I use these freewheel filters. This magnetic kit. Some B-roll going on right now. This magnetic kit is clutch. I tell you, because instead of wasting time screwing filters on, you can just magnetize them. Y'all get it? But that's not what we're talking about. And I'm sweating, so forgive me. It's hot. It's hot in here. I told y'all about this room. But look, so filters are so important, especially for video creators, and they have very specific uses for photo creators as well. I just want to run through some of the most common filters and why you need them, and why you need them in photo and why you need them in video. So let's run through this kit right here. My filters are kind of everywhere. We also run these drone filters, but we're not talking about drone stuff today. We're just talking about camera stuff. So this is just the screw on to go on your actual lens, but we're not talking about that. Woo, sweat. Okay. Maybe I should hook this mic on, cause then I don't have to hold the mic while we talk about the filters. We good? All right. So what I like about them is each filter has dual use. This is a 6 to 9 stop, and so 6 to 9 stops, and I'll drop some examples on the screen right now while I talk about the 6 to 9 stops. 6 to 9 stops is for your really bright days, things that are really bright. When there's more brightness, you want higher stops and higher ND filtration to cut down the light so you can keep your aperture at a lower number, so you can continue to keep your depth of field in brighter situations. What's cool is that as they rotate, you'll see it get darker and lighter. There are filters out here that have hard stops, so you can feel when you actually move from one stop to the next. They don't do that on these freewheels, but I like the freewheel has a really close to true color look. There is a shift in them, but this isn't a review. This is a Toolkit Tuesday. So let me tell you, on the opposite side, I don't know if y'all can see that. On the opposite side, B-roll. These are ND32 CPL. A CPL is a circular polarizer. So when you rotate it, things that reflect off of glass, water, things that reflect light, you can now cut that reflection on the polarizing side. So what's cool about the 6 to 9 stop, you got 6 to 9 stops of brighter situations to cut down on light, and then you got an ND32 CPL, which is also a dark filter, which allows you to use that also on a photo side. We'll get into that in just a moment. I want to finish talking about video first. So on here, on these, you got this magnetic cap that claps on, but then you got a 2 to 5 stop, which is your standard lower light situation. So if you're not shooting stuff in super bright light, or if you're shooting away from the light or into the light, it's a whole bunch of different situations where you can use light to shoot with filters. And again, you saying B-roll as I talk about this, but 2 to 5 stops are your lower stops. So if it's not as bright, it's not as much light as you need to cut, use your smaller range. So you got from 2 to 9 stops. So that's a wide variation of cutting light. So on the other side is your regular CPL, and like I was talking about with the ND32, it's basically an ND filter, which is 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. It's the stops plus the CPL. On this side, it's just CPL, so you can just cut light. So let's run through the information of why you need what for photo and why you need what for video. By the way, Toolkit Tuesday is cool because I don't need notes for this. I don't have to script this. This is just stuff that I know. Whew. All right, back to it. Right here, we ought to call this Sweatshop Tuesday. Cause I look like I done got out the pool. Alright. Now, back to what we were talking about. What's cool about filtration is when you use a natural CPL without ND filter, you can, for example, if you're doing car photography or if you're doing some landscape and the glass of cars reflects light. So if you rotate your CPL, now you're cutting that light out and you can see directly into the car, and it's less distraction on the glass on the windows. Same thing goes for like a lake or body of water or some reflective surface. Then that you can use that for photo and video use. So it's really beneficial there. 2, using filters for photo use. If you're shooting long exposures in a day, such as a waterfall, and you gotta bring your shutter speed down so you can shoot the long exposure, you need closer to 9 stops, depending on how long you want your shutter to drag. So depending on the type of photography you're doing is the necessary use for filters. So if you're doing some type of photography where you want to cut reflections, you use CPL filters. If you're doing some long exposures, you use a higher ND filter during the day because you need to cut light instead of bring light in. And then on the video side, hey, any video you're shooting that's not at night, make sure you have some type of ND filter on. Variable ND, regular ND filters. Because we got to cut light anyway, because who wants to shoot at f16 for a video? No one. Okay? Simple as that. Get you some good filters. I recommend these freewheels. I'll drop them in the link. I drop a link in the description with a couple other brands. Freewheel makes some magnetic filters, and Case makes some good magnetic filters. Polar Pro makes some good magnetic filters. So I'll drop all those links in the brand. Make sure you get a good filter for your camera. Make sure if you're shooting video that you probably should have bought filters when you bought your camera and your lens. If you're shooting photos, depending on your type of photography, make sure you have a CPL on you, at least. Other than that, we're talking about just regular filters. We ain't going into all the mist and the streak and the anamorphics and all that. Yeah, it's a whole bunch of stuff. Split diopters, all that. We ain't going into that today. ND filters and CPLs. Photo and video creators, make sure you have that in your toolkit. This has been another episode of Toolkit Tuesday. Glad to have been here with you all. Until next Tuesday, I'm out.